Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about the most important part of Revenue Cloud, that is Salesforce Billing. We all know that the world is transforming and so are we. So the legacy systems tends to break without today's requirements. The legacy system has a lot of manual work and has a lot of complexities. With that, it does not even assure accuracy. Also, in legacy systems, the sales and finance are completely disconnected. So, this caused the need of Salesforce billing. Going to the introduction to Salesforce billing. Now, Salesforce billing automates the entire billing process. Salesforce billing is an add on package that inherits key records and information from Salesforce CPQ. After a sales rep finalizes a quote and orders it within Salesforce CPQ, Salesforce billing picks up the order record for invoicing, payment, and revenue recognition. Salesforce billing keeps sales and finance connected together. Billing is not just something that is a part of finance, but billing itself becomes an important customer touchpoint when you bring billing to the CRM. So then it completes the entire 360-degree view for your customer, which means increasing revenue and speeding up your cash to flow process. So today we'll have a deep dive into Salesforce billing. Starting with the Salesforce billing process. So this is how what Salesforce billing process looks like. So starting from the account, we create an account that would be a customer account. We create an opportunity for that customer. Then we go ahead and create a code. In code, we add all the products that customer needs. That products will be the code lines. The code lines in turn creates the opportunity products. From there, once the code is finalized and the opportunity is closed one and the code is accepted by the customer, then we go ahead and create the order. Now, order is the object that connects both Salesforce CPQ and Salesforce billing. A lot of processes takes place on orders and a lot of information is flowed into the order products. Order product has all the billing details. Going ahead, if the product is a usage based product, then the data is fed from a third party system into the usage object. In the usage object, the usage summary is calculated and flowed to the order products. From here, the Salesforce billing takes over. Once the order is finalized and order is activated, we can generate the invoice. The invoice in turn have the invoice lines. Invoice lines have all the details flowing from the order product. It is all the billing dates and the product details. Once the invoice is sent to the customer, the payment can be collected. Once the payment is collected, the payment is allocated to the invoice. Similarly, if there are any credit or debit, the credit and debit allocation takes place to the invoice. If we have excess payment from the customers, we can process refunds. At the same time, we can calculate revenue. There are two methods for calculating revenue. If we want revenue to be forecasted, then we can calculate revenue at the order level. So once the order is activated, we have the revenue generated. Else, we can calculate the revenue at the invoice level. That is, once the invoice is posted, the revenue is generated. Now, legal entity. Every org has a legal entity. Most of the org prefer having one legal entity, that is a single legal entity, but Salesforce billing supports multiple legal entity. So if your org wants to have multiple legal entity, you can place that there. Then each legal entity will have a finance book, and each finance book will have finance periods. Usually, all the org maintains two finance book, one for the finance and one for the revenue. The legal entity is used in the revenue recognition. So, legal entity altogether with finance book and finance period are used for revenue recognition. So this is a high level view of how Salesforce billing process works. Going ahead, let's see the quote to order and order to invoice process in detail. Now, once the quote is generated and you have added the products needed by the customer to the quote, then we have the quote and the quote lines. Once the quote is finalized, then the order is created. Now, a single quote can be split into a number of orders as to process the sales process. Now, if you have a quote split into two orders, it is not necessary that you will have different invoices. We can club as many orders into one invoice. This all depends upon the requirement. So, if a quote is split into two orders, order 1 and order 2, the order will in turn have the order products. And these orders are combined into one invoice because most of the customers prefer a single invoice. So, a single quote can be split into multiple orders. Separate orders can invoice together or separately. That totally depends on the requirement. Once the order is activated, it can be invoiced. So, to invoice an order, it needs to be activated first. Once the invoice is posted, the payments can be allocated. So, to finalize the invoice needs to be posted, and then the payments or credit allocations can take place. The net total of the invoices will be equal to the net total of the orders, which will be equal to the net total of the originating code. That is, the net total of the invoice would be equal to the net total of the orders, which will be equal to the net total of the code. This is how the code to order and order to invoice takes place. Going ahead, we have product records. Now, there are three charge types for products. That is one time, recurring, and usage. The one time products are ones that are billed all together on a single invoice. That is, for example, you go to a shop, buy a television, pay all together, and come back. That is a one time product. So these are usually the hardware products. The second option we have is the recurring charge type. Recurring charge type is that is billed in different cycles, billing cycles. For example, this is a subscription based product. That is mobile recharge, the mobile data pack you are using, which is a subscription. You pay for every month. So that is recurring products. Then we have usage based products. In usage based product are the ones in which you pay what you use. So this can be a postpaid mobile plan. You have to pay how much you have used. So these are the usage based products. Salesforce billing gives you the options to use these charge type fields. Going ahead, we have billing types, that is, we have billing frequencies. So, billing types, there are two types of billings, that is, advanced and errors. So, in the advanced billing, you have to pay at the beginning of the billing cycle for the upcoming billing period. But what this says is that the period is billed out, but the revenue is not yet earned or collected. For the errors, billed at the end of the billing cycle. That is, the period has been billed and the revenue has also been earned. Going ahead, we have billing frequencies. Salesforce billing allows you to bill the customer in different billing frequencies, starting from monthly, quarterly, semi annual, and annual. For monthly, you bill the customer every month. For quarterly, you bill the customer twice a year. For semi annual, we bill the customer twice a year, and for annual, we bill the customer once. So, this is all about Salesforce billing. The most important part of Salesforce billing is the revenue recognition. If you're planning to have a revenue forecast, you can generate the revenue at the order level. So once your order is activated and finalized, you can create the revenue record. For that, you will have to set up the revenue rules. The revenue rules has all the information about the revenue. The revenue rules in turn have the revenue treatments. In revenue treatment, you can generate the revenue based on the revenue method and the legal entity. This rules, along with the treatment and the distribution method, creates a revenue schedule record. The revenue schedule has child revenue transaction records. So, if your order is activated, we can go ahead and create a revenue record on the order. Revenue schedule will fetch all the details from the order and will create the transactions. So, this is how the revenue is calculated. You can have Salesforce reports to have the analytical view of your revenue. So, this was a high level view of Salesforce billing. Salesforce CPQ, along with Salesforce Billing, forms the Salesforce Revenue Cloud, which is the need of the hour to bring your sales and finance together on the same platform and have a 360-degree view of your customer. Thank you for watching this.